to my homeboy Miguel Colon Jr., who helped start this thing like 7, 8, 10, 15, 30 years ago. Miguel, what's going on, dude?
What up, man? I'm good, man. Once again, I want to thank everybody who came out to last week's All for the Money show during a tornado warning, which I always confuse which one is a tornado warning and a tornado watch. And so I never know. But Ken said his wife was in the store and they said, you can't leave. I said, oh, that sounds worse. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
worst one.
Yo, she was texting me. She was like, "Yeah, I'm in the store." I said, "Well, you gotta go, cause I checked the bank and she had spent $125." I said, "I don't give a damn what it is. It's time for you to get up out of there, man." Um, I also joined the virtual studio with the man, the myth, the legend himself, man, comic book writer, and from the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath podcast, Mr. Jeff Kaufman. Jeff, what's going on, brother?
Man, I'm feeling good. I just the show was great last weekend, and I love the people who go. I just came here for James. Where's he? And I didn't want to tell him that the payday killer got him.
Yeah.
He'd been gone,
He's
you know.
He been
seen what
gone,
that
yo.
butt do on Runaways.
Yo, he gone, man. But Jeff, we were when I came in, you guys were talking about something during the break, and I missed out on it. What were y'all chatting about?
Yeah, it's kind of like everything comedians do. It's not what's on a stage or what's on everything. We talk the best stuff we talk about. Nobody ever hears. You know, we were talking about how Hasbro, who they get all the Star Wars toys and everything. They're kicks, they're crowdfunding a Lego set for Star Wars. So it's $400 for like the cantina, the bar that they played in the original Star Wars,
Mm.
and then the deluxe set is like 500. And I'm like, well, are they selling it? No, they created their own crowdfunding on their own page, and they already have like eight. They go, when we hit $8,000, it'll fund, and I'm 8,000 people. I'm going. You can only fund if you sell $4 million in Legos. They're making,
Damn.
and they're taking it directly, so no store's making it. So they're pocketing all the profit.
So, but do you get the Lego set eventually, or how does
If
that
it
work?
funds, so what's going to happen is they're at 4,000 already. I think it's been like a week, and I think it goes through the month. But they have levels. Oh, we'll give you. And the worst thing is there's no roof. So it's like maybe if we get this far, we'll give you the roof. It's just weird. And I never Legos as a kid, they were just things that you stuck together. Now they're like collector's editions, and you now everything out there is go. Oh well, this one Lego piece sells for like $900 for a Lego dude. Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
I
Me
want to get
neither.
the Lego Kennedy assassination. Like now with the book depository.
Yo, that would be weird if they did sell like Legos of history, and I get
It's
mine to
Jesse
open up
Jackson
and it's
pointing.
slavery. It's
On the
slavery. Like
balcony,
what? Is
who's that
is
white dude?
Yeah.
is this June? Is this the Juneteenth Lego set? I don't want
Yes.
this.
Yeah. With breakaway chains. And then it's just like lighter skin Legos and tuxedos.
Oh man, I always love when people screw it up. I did Comic-Con a couple years ago, and these new guys showed up, and they were from.
Hey,
I'm telling, I
hold
can't
on,
even tell you.
come back, man. Hey, Jeff, my wife gave me a kiss. Why you had your eyes covered? You come back here.
No, I was a cut for her. I was just thinking about. I was right about to say something that I caught these racist
You can't
dudes
see
at
them.
Comic Con.
She came in.
She
Y'all
Hey,
got
came in
home.
with that
She got
she
home
came
slow
to
from her
give you a
2D.
punch.
fitty.
She
She
got home
came to
from her
give you a
punch, yo.
fitty. Here's
Yeah,
your
right.
fitty.
She came to pay me, bro.
She
She's making
gave
it rain around you now. She's just doing
she
this.
But
she
yeah,
gave
but
you a
Jeff,
I
slow
sold my first
Tyler
house.
Perry kiss. She was like,
yeah, she did give me one of them Tyler Perry. I finally got my man kisses.
yeah, Tubi movie of the week. Two Nigerians just kissing.
Devontae Gump, bro.
Yeah. The thing I realized was I was always looking for happiness in the outside world. I should have been looking for it. Yeah, boy. You know?
But Jeff, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. So you telling
No,
your
no,
Comic
I
Con
was just
story?
thinking about. I was thinking every time there's an insensitivity if you don't understand stuff. You don't have a history of it and everything else. And in a lot of countries, they don't deal with racism like we do, so they don't know how sensitive we can be. These two guys from Brazil get invited to Comic Con because they got this great book, and they gave them a booth. And I'm like, wow, they gave these guys a booth. How great is this book? And they asked me to walk over to give them some advice because they were new in the industry. And I walk over there, and the banner in the back is normally the cover to the book. That's always what it is. Well, I see the cover to the book, and it's this huge black guy in chains. And the name of the book is Zambo.
Jeez.
And I think they're screwing with me. I am absolutely positive that this is one of those prank shows. And I'm sitting there going, and I look, and the sad thing is this: the people who are interviewing me are all from a foreign country, but the camera guy is black. And I keep looking at him going, trying to give him the nod, like, and he looked at me and goes, "Hey, dude, I need the money." And I was just like, and it took about 20 minutes for them to pull this whole booth. But somebody walked by and goes, "Oh, no," like lost their mind and go, what
It
were you
took
thinking?
20 minutes because all the black guests were late. And then they showed up and was like,
Hey,
no.
hey, so I found it. It's called unless it's a different one, but it's not in reproduction. It's called Zambo Dende,
Yes.
and he's
The-
actually
Oh my God.
Colombian.
Yes. But you
He's
see,
supposed to be
did they show the
Colombian.
cover? Is he black in chains?
Yeah, but he's not in chains in this one. He's just a big
Okay.
muscular dude holding on to a tree branch.
I got him in chains. I got him in chains right
What is
here.
that?
There's some chains on his arms.
Yeah. Oh,
It
they
looks
gave
like-
it.
it-
You know
it
what's
looks
funny?
like
They
Japanese
added
anime.
to the name of the title. It was just
Yeah.
Zambo
Zambo.
originally.
Zambo
Yeah,
Dende.
it looks like like Japanese anime. It looks like Ninja Scroll or something like
Yeah,
that. Kind of like
I
Ninja
guess they
Scroll.
updated it a
They
little
must
bit.
have updated it.
They put some names on it because somebody goes, "Yeah, you're out of here." But I just still remember, and I've never tried to bond with a black man more in my life than go, "Am I alone? Am I?"
You guys
is
want to
me?"
hear it? You guys want to hear it? The Afro-Colombian slave-avenging superhero aims to defeat oppression. Zambo Dende is an indigenous martial arts master from the 16th century who is willing to battle to the death in the name of freedom and liberty. As a direct descendant of an African king, Dende is destined to rewrite history by ensuring that his people don't succumb to the tyranny of European oppressors. I kind of like him now.
Yeah, I mess with Zambo. I changed his name though.
Yeah, they added Dende on it. I guess
Hey,
somebody watched
yeah,
the blacklist and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, Dende, let's put that on the back."
Were
of
they
it.
trying to go Rambo?
They weren't in that first cover.
Got
I wish you could look up issue 1 or preview cover to see what I saw.
it, Jeff. Okay, so he has a chain on his hand. He's not in chains.
They had him like this on the cover, like the whole.
Because remember, he's avenging slave trade, so maybe Zambo was a slave once.
And I had to tell him, I said, "Well, you realize that we have something called Sambo here, right?" And he goes, "Oh, it's different. It's Zambo." I'm telling you, nobody is going to know the difference.
Yeah.
And they pulled that quick. I think they got so bad that they now changed the name of it.
His
Zambo's
sidekick,
Dende.
Watermelon, defends him. You know? Water!
Hey,
Melon.
man.
That ain't right. That
Hey,
ain't right.
so okay, I was trying to find it. Was Luke Cage in chains at one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Luke Cage,
Power
they
Man.
gave him the yellow disco shirt and the tiara.
His
I
name
was like,
Power
"Well, who
Man.
put a tiara on Luke Cage?"
Yeah, they were like, yo, here's Luke Cage, guys.
Yeah.
Him and Zambo Dende going out looking for some fat white chicks.
Oh, he's got a Luke Cage T-shirt, I bet.
Dude, it's a joke.
Sweet
that fell
Christmas.
It's a joke that fell so flat Thursday when y'all put the picture up of me and Martin Luther King, and I was
Oh,
really
yeah.
dark,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
like, "Nah, that's the black dude that date fat white women,"
Black
and
dude.
nothing.
Nothing. Nothing. I'm like, know your memes. Know your memes.
I love that
Every
picture,
now and
though,
then,
man.
hey, all for the money listeners, thank you guys. Every now and then, y'all miss some gold, and I just look
Bro.
at somebody on stage like, nobody heard what Jeff just said. Like, really?
No.
Nobody caught that one. It's always the dude who's in the back corner somewhere, and then somebody has a joke, and he just throws the punchline that's just like so good, and the audience is still like, Zambo Dende.
Oh man, dude, we've talked about this before. I was not a comic book kid growing up. I
Yeah.
got into the movies as I got older, but I think I would go back and read Luke Cage. Like Jeff, is Luke Cage was like a significant? Like I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Like
No, Luke Cage was I think he got better in the last, let's say 10, 15 years. I think he was a weird sidekick character. And if you look at the character, it makes no sense. It makes zero sense at all because the only place he's vulnerable is around his stomach. All right. So why did he need the metal tiara on his head and the bracelets?
They
I
gave
mean-
his weakness the itis,
Yeah.
Yo, his weakness is acid reflux. What?
Yeah.
Luke Cage's weakness is IBS and diabetes. It's just
Diabetes.
hereditary, Luke. But don't worry about mosquitoes because you got sickle cell.
Yo. I did not. So when you say his stomach, like if you punch him in the stomach, then that
I think
hurts him?
there was some vulnerability around the stomach
You
somewhere.
give him little Zerberts.
But here's the weird thing. A lot of people don't know the history of black characters in Marvel books. They all were criminals.
Yeah, because
The Falcon was a
criminal.
criminal. He was a drug dealer.
Luke Cage is a criminal.
Luke Cage is a criminal. The only guy who wasn't was an African prince. And
he's probably a war criminal. Let's be
well,
honest.
a lot of people thought that the Black Panther was created from the movement, and the truth is the character came out before the movement, and people always associated with it, and they tried to. They actually changed the name to the Black Leopard because they didn't want to be associated with it.
Leopards are cowardly. I want a panther.
Yeah.
Proud. What are some of the big black superheroes of that? Because we have Spawn, but that's Image, and then we have
Black Lightning.
Blade.
Yeah, Black Lightning. Black Lightning, I think was.
Why do they always have to have black in the front name of all black superheroes? No, it's not White Captain America. You know, I mean, it is when we talk about him.
And White Tiger was Spanish. White Tiger was Puerto Rican.
Bro, he had to for the job. Okay, keep that good subway job.
Hernandez. I think his name was Hernandez.
I'm Italian.
Yeah.
So in the TV show, I didn't watch much of it, but Misty Knight was a cop. In the comic book, is she originally a cop as well?
Oh yeah, the one with the robot arm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she got her arm ripped off, but yeah, she was. But she joined after Iron Fist and everything. She was one of the people who were really around Iron Fist's circle.
Because I got books with Iron Fist and Misty Knight in it. Because I framed up some books and put them in like my guest room, and I got some with Misty Knight and Iron Fist in it.
I mean, if I told you the reason why Black Panther has a mask, you'd be going, that's some racist stuff, because they said we don't ever want to. The original design of the costume, it was only a half mask, so you could see that he was black. And Marvel at the time goes, we can't have this. Yeah. So what Jack Kirby used to draw the character, who created a lot of the characters of Marvel, and he said, I'm not gonna draw the full mask. You do that afterwards if you want to, but this is my character and this is how I feel. And then Marvel in the coloring would color the full mask.
I would love to sit with like an old Marvel exec, and he's like, "That's the story they've been telling you." Kirby drew these gigantic lips. It was offensive. It was offensive. Like,
no.
We were like, "What the hell is this, Kirby?" He was like, I heard a joke, guys. The reason why Batman they said the reason why the Black Panther has a full mask is so that you can't tell he's black. But the reason Batman's mouth is shown is so you know he's white. It's just like, all right, get out of here. You tied up the Joker again, and 9 dudes have broken backs, but
that's my favorite.
Bruce Wayne,
dude. It was somebody posted a meme of a dude in a shopping cart like this. It was like after being questioned about Batman.
This is my thing. Can you imagine how Batman's like, I have a code. I don't kill people. That's my code. And then you visit the hospital. There's a dude breathing in a straw. He's like, yeah, Batman, let me live.
That Dan Newland standing next to him with a check.
Yeah, with a check. I got $7 million from Bruce Wayne for some reason. He came by the hospital. He's like, I'm real sorry, man. Whatever that Batman did. His parents probably died, though. That's probably what happened.
We got to go to commercial break. We'll be right back. Real Labs, Real Ready. 104.1. We are back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. I am Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. James is out getting his payday killer on. So if you out there, you walking the streets, do not get in the car with James. It may be your last night on this earth, man. But I'm running this show tonight. Join the virtual studio with Miguel Colon Jr. and from the law office of Kaufman and Land, Mr. Jeff Kaufman. So we were just talking about.
Hold on, I just thought of something. James can't be the payday killer anymore. He's got to be the protein bar killer.
Oh yeah, because he
don't eat no more.
Yeah, that's right.
He only eats paydays after a fresh kill. He comes home with a payday. Michelle sees him. He's just nibbling on it. She just takes his clothes off. She's like, throw him in the wash.
He just picks all the nuts out of the payday. That's why he's so angry.
But the twist, like some Jason Voorhees, Michelle is the actual killer, bro.
Yeah. He just cleans up the bodies afterwards.
Yo.
He just comes in the house. What did you do, baby? What did you do? She's like, I didn't have my medicine today, James. I needed my medicine.
All right, Jeff. I'm gonna go down this list, and I want you to let me know, are you okay with this top 10, Jeff? So
Okay.
these are the top 10 Black Marvel superheroes. All right. Number 1, Black Panther. Number 2, Luke Cage. Number 3, War Machine. Number 4, Blade. Number 5, Storm. Number 6, Sam Wilson. Number 7, Miles Morales. Number 8, Nick Fury. Number 9, Dr. Voodoo, who I do not know who that is. And number 10, Bishop.
Okay, I think you got to move some people around because certain characters.
Storm is easily the 2, right?
No, I think Storm's got to move down.
Storm,
They made
like,
they made her
power-wise?
because they gave her blonde hair. They gave her blonde hair to allow white kids to be attracted to her. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like Miles Morales. That is the whitest character in comic books that you'll ever see. You know, they just, you could paint that kid any color. Now, I think Luke Cage, I think if you're talking about African-American characters, you go for the solid ones first. Luke Cage has to be the top of that because he's the one suffering in the community. A lot of these have to be moved down. War Machine, Rhodes, it's okay. I mean, he's never been a character. There's nothing about him that you're going to go, oh, like if I said to you, what's his origin?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know. Oh, who's he dating? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that character that makes it special. It's like, okay, this is his buddy. We'll slap a costume on him. So, I mean, for me, Blade, I think Blade needs to be moved up because I think to write a character and just whitewash him isn't the same thing. They go, okay, we can't get any traction on any black superheroes, so let's make this Spider-Man black. And it's in comparison to Blade, who was an original character, who I think should be sitting around. I think Luke Cage, the original version, no. Where he is now, I think he's a 1 or 2, easy, because he acts like he's from the neighborhood and not like some stereotype. He takes it serious. He says, "You don't know what it's like to be me," And in fact, he does. He is very skeptical of other people around him because he doesn't trust them. He goes, "Listen, your experience is different than mine. We're not the same people. I know we're on a team. We're like this, but listen, you're not. I'm not comfortable around you." And I like the realistic nature of him. The other characters, if they whitewash, you can put them at the bottom, as far as I'm concerned.
How do you feel about where do you put Black Panther in that?
I think Black Panther is so iconic. I don't have an option.
Okay.
I see
so you
so
have
many.
to put him at 1 because he's so big.
I have to put him 1 or 2
Yeah.
because I've seen so many kids in even before the movies. They'd show up. That's all they had. This is all we got. And he's a badass character. So, we don't care. But, they always say this. And if you watch the first Black Panther movie, you're like going, okay, does he understand the experience? No, he's a Wakanda prince.
Right.
He's out of touch with anything that deals with anything. I mean, but the character is so prevalent that you can never knock it down because kids, that's all they had. I mean, think of this: when you're in the 80s, you think of a black character. Who do you think of?
Right, like a comic book characters or any
That's
character.
It. Yeah. A black superhero. Who'd you get?
Yeah,
Black Panther. That was it.
I'm gonna be real with you. Didn't know much about Black Panther till I got in my 30s. I didn't. As a kid, it was white superheroes. Either I'm Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. That's the mask we got.
I mean, DC didn't have any. They had Black Goliath, or no, they had was it Black Lightning?
Because they didn't make what's his name? They didn't make John Stewart
no
until what, like the 2000s or something, or the 90s?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
And John Stewart's pretty.
Yeah, Jeff, man. That's a real introspective thought pattern on or thought process on how you decided these heroes. I was going we're comics. I was teaming up to drop jokes in there, but I just was listening. I was like, that's really, I dig that, man, because Luke Cage is a member of his community. 100%. Like if Luke Cage lost his superpowers, he'd be cool with just making sure the community was good. You know,
Yeah.
he'd be that dude organizing some kind of like youth center thing and stuff like that. And he banged like every girls who literally were also gonna bang like the biggest superheroes. Like, ooh, I banged Thor. Also, just couldn't resist Luke Cage. Like, if you
Yeah.
and then the thing is too, like if you're Thor and you're like, what happened to my girl? She's like, he's banging Luke Cage. Luke Cage, that mere mortal. And then you just come down to Harlem in the barbershop, and Luke Cage is like, hey, Thor, what's up? And
And
30
think of
minutes
the
later,
Netflix shows. Those
yeah, they
Netflix
were
shows they
great.
had. Luke Cage was the one that you believed. You know,
Luke
that was
Cage,
the one you're
the
going,
Luke Cage show. Ken, did you ever watch that? You watched Luke Cage?
I watched season 1, and I didn't watch. That was the only one I watched was that and Punisher. Were the
Luke
only
Cage
two
had
that I
Method
watched.
Man regularly on the show playing
Yeah,
Method Man.
yeah. So I got to go back and rewatch them, man. That's my thing. So Jeff, I'm gonna finish it. They went to 18. So number 11 is Spectrum. Not to be confused with the cable company.
I got them. I'm about to say number 36.
Number 12 is Night Thrasher. Number 13 is Cloak. Number 14, Deathlock. Number 15, Isaiah Bradley. Number 16, Patriot. Number 17, Misty Knight. Number 18, Gentle. And number 19, Black Goliath.
Yeah, Black Goliath was Hank Pym when he grew. He became Giant Man. He followed Giant Man with the formula. So yeah, he was actually in Ant-Man. Ant-Man 2, you probably didn't even
Lawrence
recognize
Fishburne.
him.
Lawrence
Yeah.
Fishburne was in it. Yeah, he was good. I love how they're like, Hank Pym, you're Giant Man. And Tobias, you Black Giant, just so they know, because in the suit they can't tell.
Oh, wait. So Lawrence Fishburne is
Goliath.
Goliath.
That's what.
Oh,
That's
Black
why they had the
Goliath.
conversation. They go, "How tall did you get?"
I got
And they were
15
like
feet.
they were arguing who got taller. You know, who grew the
Oh,
most.
See, that's
So
what I told you. That's why I
that's
don't know
geek.
much
That's
about
geek
comic
stuff.
books, so
Very few people knew that. That's super
Oh.
geek stuff because you're going third, fourth tier character.
man,
Uh,
hey man, can I? All right, so I know we on Black superheroes. Can I switch it up since we on this geek stuff? Because I got a question
Yeah.
that's been bothering me.
Yeah.
So, explain to me the Robin in The Last Dark Knight,
You
Are
talking
you
about
talking?
the
Are
one
you
with-
talking? Are you talking about
the movie where the cop guy who his name he says,
I
why
feel
don't
like
you go by
that's
real
just
name
that's
Robin?
just a fan service character drop, name drop.
So
It didn't
That was
see-
Grayson.
because he wasn't Dick Grayson. He wasn't.
No.
No, he wasn't Dick Grayson. That wasn't his
No.
Yeah,
name.
he had a different name. So, but he was Robin.
He wasn't.
Like-
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. So I was confused. So because it came on the other night, I posted this on Facebook, Jeff. If any of those Batmans come on, I'm watching it with the commercials. Like I don't already own the movie because that's one of my favorite trilogies of anything ever. And I always get to that point, and she was like, "Why don't you use your real name?" And she's like, "Robin." And she's like, "I like that name."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "But his Robin is his name, but his moniker as the detective isn't any of the Robins."
They just threw that in. It's not from the history. I mean, you have the characters go like this. You had Dick Grayson, then you had
Jason
uh,
Todd.
then Tim Drake, and then I think there was the girl who was in the future. Forgot what her name was, and then I think there's one more character who shows up.
and Damien, right? And his
He's
son
now gay,
Robin?
and then Damien.
Yeah. Jason
Yeah.
Todd was my Robin that I cared for as a
The
kid. I was
crazy
like,
one.
Yeah.
The
Jason
one-
Todd was
Yeah.
great because he was Red Hood. He
Yeah,
turned
that's
he
it.
and I actually wrote something that if I had a chance to write a comic book, it would be Red Hood. But I wrote it for a guy who was auditioning for DC, and they didn't want him to write something that already existed. So he goes, "I got to write something off a story." So I wrote like 10 pages of it, and DC got it. They go, "Who wrote this?" They go, "Kaufman." And I loved writing that character because it's honest. It's if Batman did his job, he'd be Red Hood.
Yeah.
Because Red Hood's going, "Listen, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Because Batman's
These
like
people are
"Probably
just
another
killing
one off
other
at
people. You
Arkham
stick them in,
Asylum."
they kill more people." I mean, how many of us have to die before you do the right thing? And
Hold on, Miguel. What Batman say?
You know, Arkham Asylum too. They're always like, yeah, Batman's like, brought a couple more to Arkham. They're like, cool. The Joker still blew that wall off, so they're just gonna walk out. Just to let you know, we haven't fixed the wall. I'm out here serving justice. You're not, Bruce. Bruce, I'm gonna say it. Bruce. You sound like him.
Now-
He's
now,
all
who's the
over
lifer
TV.
there? They stick people in this jail, but none of them have served more than like 2 years.
I know who. Calendar Man.
Yeah.
He's been in there forever. If you watch her Harley Quinn, Calendar Man has been in jail
Harley Quinn?
forever. And the Condiment Man.
He's just ironing his
Yeah,
clothes.
Condiment Man.
They literally are like, they're walking through, man. Amanda Waller's just coming through, and she's like, "What's he in for?" They're like, "He can leave anytime he wants, but he don't got nowhere to go. He don't bother us, you know." Hey, Calendar Man, you want to go? No, I'm cool. See, I don't know what to do. He's the good one. On your birthday, if you're a guard at Arkham, you get to guard Calendar Man. Hey, it's your birthday. Go guard Calendar Man instead of getting speared by Clayface's poop knife.
Hey, man. Who is this Isaiah Bradley?
Isaiah Bradley was Captain America, was the original person who took the superhero.
Black Captain
They tried
America.
to, after Captain America, they tested it on black soldiers, and he was the one who lived. And then they, after he did a bunch of stuff, they kind of retired him and gave him no credit.
Oh, so hey, Miguel, so they gave him the serum, but gave it to Tuskegee Airman herpes.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Gave him syphilis. Like, yo, you couldn't get me the serum, bro. What the?
They were like, check it out. All right, Isaiah, two things are going to happen. Your heart's going to blow up in a little bit, but it's going to kill them worms in you.
and the other dudes, we gonna give y'all syphilis, and let's see how y'all react. I want the serum, bro.
Yeah.
All right, who else on this list? So
Calendar Man sitting there. I wouldn't do that if I was you, Isaiah.
I thought I saw.
They actually put him in the Falcon, the Disney Plus show.
For real?
Yeah, you didn't notice
Oh,
it.
yes.
He went to go visit him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. So I remember, I don't know who had, I don't know what channel had it, but they had Cloak and Dagger. So Cloak is a black character.
It's a Spider-Man. They were interviewed in, I believe, Peter Parker, and it was Cloak and Dagger. Dagger's a white girl, and they were both runaways, and they were experimented on. Yeah, and they actually wound up dating. So that's the way that works out. Cloak has access to a bad dimension where he can. It's this dark dimension that he can throw people into. So.
And who is Deathlock?
Deathlock was a from the future. He was half cyborg, half human, and it was in the future. And
so they just recycling like characters. It's like the same, like a cyborg future. Like they just
Well, think of a lot of characters are. I mean, think of it this way: half the characters in DC and Marvel are just rip-offs of each other. I mean, but Marvel ripped off more than DC ripped off. Marvel took these Ant-Man. Come on, they had, they Atom. I mean, just stuff like that. I mean, clear rip-offs that you know.
Who's Batman's ripoff?
And Marvel is Tony Stark.
Oh,
Tony Stark and Moon Knight.
Yeah. Who's Superman?
Yeah, like
ripoff?
I feel like Bruce
They
Wayne's
actually have a
ripoff is
character
Tony
called the
Stark.
Sentinel. In Marvel, they have a character called the Sentinel, who's a ripoff.
And
Superman.
I figure Green
Yeah,
Arrow
the Flash is
and-
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Green Arrow is
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Man,
Yeah.
it really did, man. Well, we about to rip off to a commercial break, so we'll be right back. Real Ass Real Radio 104.1. We're back. Real Ass Real Radio 104.1. Your nightcap of comedy. I am Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. I know. It's not James John. It is I. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also, I'm a Lakers fan. Go Celtics. Join the virtual studio with Miguel Colon Jr. and Jeff Batman Kaufman. Miguel, I saw something today, and I was like, why you got that on? I saw a dude in my neighborhood walking his dog with the EPMD bucket hat on. I ain't seen a bucket hat. And, bro, I can't even tell you the last time I saw a bucket hat, dude. And he was
How
I
old
know.
was he?
I was wearing it in the Jonas Brothers concert.
How old was he?
Dude, he was an older gentleman. He got probably about 45, 50.
I see a dude with a bucket hat on walking around. I look at him, I salute. I said, "Thank you for saving the youth center." You know?
When I see a bucket hat, it reminds me of Mushmouth from Fat Albert for some reason. I don't know why.
I was like serious. I was like, yo, he got. I said, Sean, come here. This dude got a bucket hat on. She was like,
You got to whisper real low.
"You got a bucket hat on?" And I thought he heard me because he was like, Yeah.
because it elevates the sound because the bell like sound comes in.
And so it got me to think of it like, what's some fashion like you like, man, I never do that again, or I'll never wear that. And I'm gonna start it off.
Avrex jacket.
There you go. Mine was gonna be sagging.
Oh yeah.
I would never sag my pants again, bro.
I got hammer pants.
Yeah, hammer pants. Yo, hammer pants. Won't do hammer pants. I won't sag, bro. I was like, when I still see kids today I'm like, y'all still sagging, bro? We still doing that? I'm like, nah, sagging is out for me.
Bandanas.
I'll never lift
one too.
pants leg up. If I'm wearing pants, I'm wearing pants. If I'm wearing shorts, I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah, pants leg up. I won't do that no more. I saw a dude with a Kango on. I hadn't seen Kangos in forever either.
I see a dude with a Kango. I expect him to be like, "Where's Marty? Where's Marty? I gotta tell him something." You know. I got in the DeLorean. It was parked outside of the tunnel in New York. I was valet parking. Now some old man said, "I gotta find Marty. Tell him not to have sex with his mom or something." I don't know.
Hey, it's some dude named Funkmaster Flex in there dropping bombs.
Yeah. Quick, what year is it? What year is it? Where's 50 Cent?
I saw a dude in a homeless dude. It was weird. It was a homeless dude in Publix the other day wearing a kilt. And I'm like,
wear what you wear when
you're
just
dropped off at like the Goodwill or something?
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll
take it. A Scottish family on vacation. Here you go, lad. I don't want you running out there in the summer with nothing to wear. It's just like a Puerto Rican dude with a kilt on and a bucket hat.
Hey, dude, you know the drop boxes where they drop clothes off? He rated it. It was like, oh, this is nice. I ain't got no drawers underneath.
Nope. He's like talking to other homeless people. Like, at first I was against this, but a gust of air comes up. And it's like I'm
Bishop
sitting on
Moore student outfit. He put it on.
But I had to tell you that with Miguel. I saw that dude with the bucket hat on, and I was dying laughing, bro. I was like, I haven't seen a bucket hat in forever, bro.
He had a Zach Morris phone, and he was like, "Hey, come pick me up. I got a new move. We gonna see if Turbo and Ozone want to do this in the park." Do 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 do.
He had the boom box.
Yeah.
20
the one with the batteries. 2 cassette players. He was serious.
Yeah. 20D batteries.
Yeah, just a crate of records.
He was able to play it for a half hour. It's great.
Introduce himself. What's your name? Shabadoozoo.
Like, what your mama call you? Shabadoozoo. All right.
Yeah, cool. I'm part of the Zulu Nation.
But I had to bring it up. But this is the other one I had to bring up. So y'all know I work from home on Sundays. And you gotta listen to this, we record on Sunday nights. I'm watching Murder TV, Jeff. You know I love Murder TV. Anything forensic
Murder
files,
porn.
unsolved mysteries. So today was the FBI files. I watched the FBI files all day today. Why is it though, when every time a man kills his wife or he kills his family or whatever, he goes to the woods, and the narrator's right, and he's an amazing woodsman. He's a frontiersman. What made this dude be able to survive in the woods? How did that come about?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you how this. I'm gonna tell you how this plays out, so you know. The only shows that you have is when the guy got away with it for a long period of time. The guy who works in the city, he ain't getting away with a murder because they're going to catch him in like 2 days. That's not a show. We want the guy who it took him years to get hold of. Oh, we had to try. The story is not interesting if they catch him quick. So it's not like they choose this because they need to fill the whole hour or 2 hours, and it's not filled if we arrested him that day. So that's why they're interesting.
I have an alternative answer. I see where Jeff's coming from, but the real truth is, that dude's out there in the woods. He's just fishing by himself with his homeboys, and he's like, "Man, this is nice and quiet. I gotta kill that bitch." You know. You know,
I get to fish all day.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You gotta die.
Yeah. I'll figure the kids out when I get there, but she has got to go.
Yo, hey, But so Jeff, one of them I was watching. One dude I understood. He was he was an Army Ranger.
Oh yeah.
And I said, okay, I get it. He know the woods. You know this. One dude was an accountant, and they was like, and he's a frontiersman, and they was in the woods looking for this dude for like years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And they eventually did find his body in the woods. He was dead. He apparently he wasn't a good woodsman. But I'm always like, what? Why is that where you run to? All these places in the woods?
Because you go back to your childhood. You go back to that fort you built.
Where are you going
away.
to go where you can't get caught?
Yeah, you could be like,
I mean,
hey,
think
you know
this way,
what?
you can't pay to stay somewhere. You got credit cards. You know, right now, think this way. We talked about money now. You can't live somewhere and buy stuff without a credit card anymore. You can't go to Publix. You can't go to these places. You know, they're going to know that you can't open an electric account. You can't have electricity. You can't go in a hotel. So where are you going to live? That's where you got to go. You got to go off the grid.
Live in the woods.
That's what it's called. Off the grid.
Off the grid, Jeff.
Off the grid.
Yeah. Hey, imagine the accountant shows up and he's like knocking on a cave. Hey, Mr. Bear, I wanted to talk to you about what we could really do with your business. So do you know how many salmon you have? Well, that's worrisome because your kids might need to go to bear school one. Let me sit down with you. Bobby murdered my wife doing some woods accounting. And they're interviewing it, and the moose is like, he was a great guy. He helped me put away money. So then I found out he was stealing all of our salmon and berries because that's what it is. These dudes always have to go back to crime. They're like, yeah, I was stealing all this money, and then the FBI came to get me, so I dipped out to Mexico. Only thing is, I don't know how to do anything but steal. So
I can tell you one person who's not head in the woods. You never heard Joshua Steinberg spent 3 months in the woods. No, we know what countries we can live in. We're like, we'll go to this country. There are 8 jurisdictions, you know, with no. Yeah.
Joshua Steinman just calls his uncle. Hello. I know you run TV. Can you take my ad off? They're running it about me.
Yeah. Hey, can you cancel America's Most Wanted so they don't play my stories?
Yeah.
I know one of the producers. It's okay.
Yeah. Hello, bank. Hey, I'm one of us.
Hey, not just a particular bank, the actual bank.
Bank.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
hey, it's Josh Steinman.
Hilarious.
Hey, yeah, Morty's son. No, good, thank you. Anywho's.
All right. Hey, Miguel, you got a 2-bedroom?
2-bedroom.
Well,
small.
I already know where I'm going.
You got it, man.
Hey,
look, this internet is basically off the grid.
If I kill my wife, I'm like, hey, Miguel, I did it.
Yeah.
I ain't even got to tell you what I did. Hey, man,
like,
I'm clean out the guest room. Come on through, man.
Hey, I'm like, first month free, dog. You just need to lay low. After that, we split everything down the middle. But I'll pay 80% of the electric bill because I want to keep the place cold. Welcome.
Hey, Brayden the smoker.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally.
I swear to
my
God,
God,
if you say anything about the grass, you're out of here.
Yeah, I'll come knocking on your door. Hey, Ken, I'll come knocking on your door. You open it. I'm with a girl. Hey, I'm sorry, Ken. I don't mean to do this, but oh my God, that is the guy from America's Most Wanted, right, babe? I told you that's my homie. Hey, Ken, real quick, man, do me a solid, man. You can make like a cameo for her. Just be like, hey, this Ken Miller, and I got James to do the Payday Killer one for her, man.
Bro.
I'm gonna get this. She got a sister. She got a sister.
And then 3 years later, Miguel on his 27th girlfriend because I had to kill them all.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is the best system ever. Hey, Ken, don't kill her until like Tuesday because she's taking me to Disney. But on Monday, job. This is great.
Oh man, yeah, no, dude. When I say this, Jeff, every episode of FBI Files today, the husband or whoever the killer was went to the woods. Every last one of them, and
You forget the only time the FBI goes after you is when it involves interstate issues. So national parks, places like that, you know, you have to cross over. You know, the FBI doesn't prosecute regular murder.
Dude hides in a national park for 13 years because he has a ranger outfit. Nobody knows. You're like, hey, Ranger Rodney. He's on like the news. He's like, I saw that woman getting mauled by that moose, and I remembered my training. And the FBI is like, isn't that he's really taking care of that park? We're saving $55,000 a year. We're gonna get him. We're just sitting on him. We're just sitting on
him. Now
him.
you've seen how quick. I don't know if you guys have traveled recently, but when you go through immigration, man, you step to that camera, within 10 seconds, they have your photo. Not off your license, but just off the database. Could you imagine how quick they're
Yeah.
pulling off feeds all over the world? Hey,
I-
we need
I-
to get
I-
this dude. Got him.
I got the mark of the beast, man. I got global entry, and they're like, hey, we're gonna like they own my likeness, and they need to make a fat like dark-eyed video game character. They're just like, hey, we're just gonna scan your face, prick your finger, touch you there, and boom.
You got what again?
Global entry. It's basically like TSA pre-check and clear for international flying.
Okay, it's like being able to skip the line at the bodega.
Yeah, it's you remember Disney World
I
Fast
feel like
Pass?
I'm
It's a
I feel like
Fast
I'm
Pass.
Ken on our routine where I got to go down to the young kid and explain something. to
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I never heard of that, Miguel. Like for real.
Do you have clear at all? You know of clear? You've heard
Nah,
clear?
because I don't travel like I used to. I did, but I
Clear-
don't travel like I used to.
It clears like $100 or $150. If you do travel a few times a year, it's definitely worth it. And then TSA pre-check is basically you letting TSA's like, hey, we already looked at this dude's butthole and feet, and we trust him. That's all it is. And then when you get global entry, they're basically like, yeah, we looked at his butthole and feet, and Canada and Mexico say his butthole and feet look good. So enjoy Finland. But when you have clear, you go. Sometimes you still wait a little bit. Most of the times it's pretty chill, especially your MCO. You go to this separate area. You've already fill out this paperwork. They took pictures of your eyes and took your fingerprints, and then you go up to this thing with your boarding pass, and they scan your face, and they're like, "Oh, it's Mr. Cologne. Hail Satan!" You're like, "Hail Satan, let's roll." And then they move you up to the very front where you're about to get into the TSA area. But if you have TSA pre-check, once you get there, they're like, "Come on, come through, baby boy." Come through.
No shoes
They'll
off, no
scan
nothing,
you.
man.
No
Yeah.
shoes off. I'm with my bag shooting a bullet in the air. I'm holding an
Do you know
endangered
why
animal.
we have that now? You know why we have to take our shoes off? Some
'Cause that
French
shoe
dude.
bomb guy. The
Some
shoe bomb
French
guy?
dude got on a plane and tried to light his shoes on fire.
I think
And that's
TSA
why we
just had
all
a
have to
fucking
do it now.
creepy president. He was like, everybody got to take their shoes off.
Yeah.
Everybody got to take their shoes
Oh
off.
man, we got to get up out of here. We got a minute left. Miguel, where you at this weekend?
I'm chilling this weekend, man, with my shoes on.
Jeff Coffey, who you got on under oath this weekend?
Oh, we got a lot of people on Under Oath. I'm tired. I'll be Under Oath. James is doing the show, and then I got Justin Timberlake Friday night. I'll be opening for him. So that'll be good. I'll be opening up for him, meaning that I paid, and I'm opening up the door for everyone else to come in.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. On Wednesday, I'm in Claremont. Friday, I'm in Lake Nona. Saturday, I'm in Apollo Beach, man. So just check my social media. I'll make sure to put all the stuff up, man. Claremont is the one I really want y'all to come out to. It is Orlando versus Winter Haven. We've been doing this thing. The Florida versus all the cities have been going against each other. So the Southern downtown Claremont, make sure you guys come out to support. We truly appreciate that to come support the Orlando team. But we got to get up out of here, man. James will be running this thing tomorrow night. So thank y'all for listening. I'm Ken Miller. That's Jeff Coffey. Miguel Colon Jr. Miguel, tell them what to do.
Take your ass to bed.
Good night.